Chess is the game of possibilities. Whether you're a beginner looking to catch your opponents off guard or an experienced player aiming to sharpen your tactical skills, this video is for you. In today's episode of Chess Game Buzz, we'll explore some of the most effective and sneaky traps you can set right from the opening moves. Stay with us as we uncover the secrets of these tactical tricks and show you how to incorporate them into your own games. Trap number 1. Imagine you are playing black, and white comes up with fried liver attack. So white attacks the pawn at e5, you defend it. White brings the bishop at c4. They're threatening to fork your queen and rook. You play knight to f6, white plays knight to g5, you play pawn to d5, white captures the pawn. It looks like you're falling right into their trap, but instead of capturing this pawn, surprise them with the move. Knight to d4, this is called the Fritz variation. It works particularly well under ELO 1800. White is trying to go for the fork, so most people with white will think of pushing their pawn to open the bishop. But here is another surprise. Queen takes the pawn, allowing the fork. And when white forks, we move queen to c6, not only hitting the bishop, we're also hitting this g2 pawn, which is even more important. Most people will either save their bishop and even more get greedy and take your rook. If they're greedy and they take the rook, capture the pawn at g2 and attack the rook on h1. They try to save it, give them check by queen to e4. Now, they don't want to lose their queen, so they block with the bishop instead, and now you have knight to f3, checkmate. But if they decide to save the bishop instead of taking the rook, it doesn't really change anything. You still take the pawn, check with queen, and when they block with queen, it's checkmate. Trap number 2. If you are playing white, then this trap works best against the Caro-Kann defense. After taking 2 pawns out, we go knight to c3. White is going to take the pawn. Now instead of taking pawn with knight, we have a surprise. It's bishop to c4. This is called the von Hennig gambit. Most people are going to continue doing what they do as Caro-Kann defense. Black protects the pawn by bringing the knight out, and we're going to play pawn to f3. Black takes it, you take back with knight, and black brings the bishop to g4, pinning the knight against queen. This is mainstay Caro-Kann defense, and your opponent will do it without hesitation, except now it's a mistake. Because of the placement of our bishop, we play knight to e5, and when they capture our queen, we play bishop to f7, checkmate. And if they try to move the bishop back thinking that they can defend, queen takes bishop on h5, and again we have bishop f7, checkmate. Trap number 3. Lastly, we have a very different kind of trap. It's more like an unexpected defense line you can play against d4, starting with the polished defense. This trap is full of surprises, and if you can learn to play it, I guarantee you'll have an upper hand while playing against d4. After polished defense opening, white plays e4, you play bishop to b7. You're attacking the pawn, and what a lot of people do is play bishop to d3. They don't really want your pawn here, they just want to defend their pawn on e4, and now you can surprise them with the move pawn to f5. They're going to capture your pawn, and now you're going to capture the pawn at g2 and attack the rook. You might be thinking that aren't we getting into trouble here? With the white queen if it moves to h5. Well, not really, because you're going to play pawn to g6. You're going to let them take your pawn, and now you're going to play a tricky move, the most surprising one, bishop to g7. They're going to take this pawn with discovery check. You're going to play king to f8, they're going to take the knight, and they're going to be happy because they have 2 queens and now. But you're going to just take the second queen with your king, and there you go. All of a sudden the rook is attacking their queen, and their rook is still trapped in the corner. And your king actually is safer than white's king. For example, they have to save the queen, most people will go to g4, you can now capture the rook, and let's just say they try to trap your bishop by pawn to f3, your rook takes pawn on h2, and look at white's king. You see, it's not actually safe. This bishop is doing a great job of defending your king. They can't really attack you and make a checkmate scenario because your rook is in h-file and can take their bishop. And now it's all winning game for you from here. Practice these traps as much as possible to never let anyone win after they fall into your trap, and subscribe to Chess Game Buzz to keep your chess game above everyone else. Also, don't forget to like and share this video and hit the bell icon to keep getting such amazing videos. Thank you for watching.